$50 on gas bill. I always thought it was weird how much society, that's what it's all about, man. People can't afford, like, I can't afford what society wants from me, so that these people that work in these organizations and these businesses and these corporations and I can't afford, to pay their overhead because they want so much. And I've seen this, I've been watching trends since I was a little girl. I've been paying attention to what people talk about, Now they're doing all these layoffs. They're laying off like 12,000 people. Google is, because companies get too big for their britches, and they give themselves, because they want to get people to work as hard as they, possibly can. They want to get as much productivity out of the human being. I say bean like sprout, like bean, and the human being, and what happened is humans stopped producing, but they just kept getting all the stuff, the $400 lunches, catered meals, all the bells, all the whistle. And so they stopped doing less, but the outgoing was more to get them to do more. But it backfired because human nature, man, if people don't got a good work ethic, they don't. And if people are allowed to be lazy and do the minimal, man, I've seen it my whole entire life because I got one of those strong work ethics. I get so frustrated in places. I wake up every day. I put that's a new thing I add to my gratitude list, is that I don't got to go freaking drive miles out in the freezing cold down the road to sit, to work, go around and solve everybody's IT issues because they don't know, because they just do stuff and break crap all the time. They don't care because I'm there to fix it, right? So, crawl around on the floor, do all this stuff, get paid not near as much as them, right? But I know more than them, and they couldn't do their job without what I'm doing for them, right? And then when I get paid, almost half of my paychecks go into the government so they can send fucking, excuse my language, I cuss when I get fired up. So they can send BS freaking, takes over to Nonsenseville and just, making us a part of the engagement. And it's just like, dude, it's just all to divert people from helping people. We could create heaven and on earth, man, where everybody can live how they want to live. But you got these control freaks, these guys that can't get erections on their own. And they're old. And some of them are young in age, but they're old in their heart. And they got greed, right? And they can't like make love to their wives, right? Unless they fucking ruin the lives of others. It's a trip, but they're all over, and they sit on Capitol Hill, and they wear $10,000 suits, and they swing on their gavels, and they say, we're, freedom, justice, equality, blah, blah, blah. And it's no different than Hollywood. They're paid actors. That's all that this nation is. It's run on really bad paid actors, And laws are made to protect the criminals, seemingly. I know the nation had their eyes on some guy getting beat up by 5 cops. I'm just like, get used to it, man. Welcome to the USA. It all boils down to people not having emotional control. And then you get those guys, you get pack mentality. People have pack mentality just like dogs. We are animals. We are just the animals with thumbs. Therefore, we are supposed to be the custodians of the earth. And you got this weird storyline that freaking hijacked history. Where people are going to control, and they're going to make up this weird system about money. And the people that have the most can be in charge, even though the intelligent people, it doesn't matter. You don't have the money. You don't count. We have the money. Money's a made-up reindeer game. The quality of life is real. I will never understand this planet and all the people that go on with all those freaking weird systems to support things that don't give a shit about them. So I called today's talk People's Algorithms because they wouldn't be tracking. That's how an algorithm is, how they track a human being's behavior. They're tracking what people want to see, and then they give it to them. So now we have all this market, they collect all the data and they take in all their information and all the numbers and they put it all together and it's a whole bunch of nothing. It's all to manipulate people, to get people. I mean, they've never not done it, The markets, the grocery stores that play the certain music to get people to buy more a certain kind of food, and they use these colors to influence people, and and it's all this manipulation, and this earth has just become a very. So the society of this earth, not this earth, the society of this earth has become very unorganic. It's been very manipulated. It's been hijacked. They hijack history. They hijack history all the time. So, yeah, the algorithm, they're trying to see our algorithm by creating the algorithm on the IT side. When I went into college, when I was in college years ago, I went for IT. My degree's in IT. Tech. And when I sat down, and my instructor gave me a piece of paper, and it had all these IT related industries on it. All these, that taking this course with him at Bellevue University in south of Omaha, Nebraska. I could go into any of these disciplines that I wanted. There's robotics. Didn't want to. It's just a road to manipulation. AI, absolutely don't want to do that. And mostly because of the people that are in it. It's the personalities that are in it. They are the most control. I mean, look at the freaking muskrat, man. That guy has no self-control. Ego, as I understand it, is easing God out, man. And God has some sort of discipline in there. Like as I understand good orderly direction, there is discipline in there. And then you have these false for prophets that are running around. They have no discipline. They don't do anything they don't ever stop themselves from doing anything. Look at the middle of the man. It's growing. He doesn't even stop himself. That's not a balanced human being. A balanced human being recognizes that this is our soul sack. Our body's our temple. And in order to really freaking care about anybody else, you got to care about yourself. Everybody knows that. You can't go around caring about everybody else without caring about. You just can't do it. I mean, I guess people try, they fail, they don't succeed. They'll try, they'll fail again, whatever. So, something I was thinking about again today. I haven't talked about it. Well, I haven't talked about it in years. Is frustration stations. Why don't they have more? They put all these resources to freaking serve the system that on the other side, after people lose their shit, after the stress, they reach a point, that the crime has happened. So they put all the resources into that. But what if they had more places that might prohibit some conflicts, you know. I used to get really mad. I've driven. My whole life I've been driving. I've driven less in the last 2 years living in northern New Mexico than I have in my whole entire life. I just have always driven, and I go for drives. I like to go for, you know. I got some radiator hoses to replace on the van, so I don't really want to go up into the mountains and stuff like that, especially in the winter. But roads are slick. Anyway, but if they had places in like freaking, I mean, because like you got parents that are just at their wits' end, you know, just from driving all day, you know, vacations or whatever, you know, and the kids are fighting, the wife is nagging or whatever the situations are. You just got, you know, what they had places in like frustration stations and that were in rest stops, right? Where you could go in and just freaking, like, I don't know, hit one of those freaking bags or something, you know? Hit, like, break glass, like, be able to toss a ball and freaking shatter a vase or something, clean up your mess, go on your way. Just something to just release that tension, right? People just, they're loaded down with tension and annoyances and frustrations and incompatibilities and all this stuff, and it's just there's no place for people to release this, and that's why I exercise. I release it through exercise. People don't have outlets like that. Frustration stations. It's hard to watch, man. I grew up in America. I've lived all over this country. The people haven't really been really rad. The land I will always love. I will always love this land. People ruin everything. And, you know, when people can be cool, they choose not to. Because they feel like, oh, dominance, power. I'm like, you know, people do these freaking stupid freaking power plays now. I'm just like, dude, are you going to pee on my foot? Shit, you know? I get it. You have a penis. You're the man. I always hated that, man. When I was a kid, adults hated me too because I had good ideas about things. And they could never understand why this child would think like an adult. Huh? Huh, Ma? That's right. Yeah. I've never been held in high regard. Very held in high regard, really. Except for me. I mean, I know what I bring to the table. I know, you know, I know, I not only am I smart about stuff, that I got a pretty good sense of humor, too, you know, and I'm fair, you know. I'm fair. I'm an INFJ. Once I'm done, I'm done. But it takes me a lot to freaking get there, right? I give people chance, you know, and my heart changes, and oh, I can understand, and, you know, no hard feelings, and this, that, and the other thing, until they freaking ash out and freaking again, right? Human beings just being human beings. So if people change their insides, my point to that whole thing, the algorithm, if people just change the inside of them, that'll change their algorithm. That'll change what they attract, you know. I like to mess with the AI. I mean, I like to mess with technology, though. So I'll, like, I don't know. I'll say do not recommend from time to time to stuff that I like. Just because I'm not going to teach them. Yeah. Yeah, just always switching it up. Oh, I wonder what happens if you do this and this and this. There's always workarounds, man. There's always workarounds. What are you going to do? Weather here has been nice last 2 days. Today was a lot better than yesterday, except it's kind of driving me crazy. It's hard. I just... Benny's on a medication, and Tucker and Artie are on medications. We're at that stage now. So Benny's on antibiotics because he has an abscessed tooth, but he doesn't get his dental till the 8th. So he has to take a pill every 12 hours, right? Well, like 2 pills of one kind and a half a pill of the other. And but they eat it like 8:30 in the morning, and then like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I mean, I don't know. It seems like they start eating earlier and earlier because they just freaking. I can feel their bodies, and Artie just trembles waiting for food, and I don't want to put it through him, so I just freaking feed him. So we don't really care about really what time we eat. But so I have to give Artie and Tucker their pill on an empty stomach. So as soon as I wake up and let Artie out, I have to give them that. He and Tucker one. About an hour before they eat. A couple hours before they eat. And then now Benny gets a third meal because I hold some of his food back at supper so I can give him his pills that he needs to have it with food at 7. So it's farther apart. And Tucker knows there's food. So he's just like all over the place. And I'm trying to keep him out of the kitchen because he's just so loose in his back end. And if that's how he got hurt a couple years ago. He was paralyzed 3 days right after we moved here. Like we just got here. And then he jumped up, was excited about food. So I have to walk around and I'm trying to keep people calm. Dogs calm. I'm trying to keep them out. But they're old. They're squirrely. And life is a puzzle. It's just always trying to figure out how to get things, through things in a peaceful way. And the world is just so full of so much upheaval. There's so much unrest, and they're just creating so much. And they're ridiculous human beings, man. They don't care about people. They don't care about people. I get that, they play their games of power and control and dominance and stuff like that. It's okay, Tuck. But let people freaking have a house, man. Let them have a place let them build in any way they want. If you're born on this planet, that should be a right to have a root, not the pursuit. You can go after happiness. You won't ever get it, but you have the right to go after it all you want. But things got weird, man. People in businesses. They wanted all their friends to come and work for them. All the people they've known for years. Everything's a club. And there's a lot of us that just, we want roots, but we just have been moving around, trying to find our place because we can't get in based on our merit. Because I ain't nobody's cousin. I mean, I'm somebody's cousin, but nobody cares. Nepotism has never been in my favor. It's never been my favor. My brother is like pretty high in government, in California government. And I freaking live in Nowheresville, USA. He didn't do us no. I mean, that yay him, yay. All these people have all this success and all this abundance, and there's people everywhere. But we donate to non-profit. They're all for profit, and it doesn't ever go to the people. When I called the VA when me and Mom were almost homeless, I talked to 3 different people that were from 3 different offices. They were sitting on their in a desk in their apartment because you could hear their kids. Because one of them had to put me on hold so they could go help their kid with their schoolwork, right? So 3 organizations getting paid. The veteran didn't get shit. My buddy, I talk to other veterans. I get stories about how they call the hotline. I don't like this light right now. They call the hotline suicide hotline. Somebody freaking rolls their, half listens. You could tell when somebody's rolling their eyes. You could tell when somebody's not. They don't care, man. They don't care. They're playing games on their phones. They're fucking, they just want their paycheck. They don't care about the person that they're talking to. They don't. But they like getting paid to say, I care. And then you know what? A call back a week later? A week later? You want to know why freaking veterans die? Because, well, I don't know, commit suicide. I don't know. First of all, the guilt and remorse of actually being a part of things and killing people in places that we really had no business, being in. That for me, I just have to, bless and release that every day. God, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive. I mean, I supported the B-1 bombers. And then later I watched the videos where these guys were like shooting people like video games and laughing. I about fucking threw up, dude. I about threw up. And then every parade, every 4th of July, every yay America, I'm just like, dude, we kill people. We're freaking savages, dude. And people like they pick the people with the algorithm that like killing people, they pick them out and then they say, hey, come on, we'll show you the world. We'll show you the world. And all the while on the nation's land that we are supposed to be the custodian of, cracks aside or get wider, and hell, there will be hell to pay. I don't know what in capacity. I'm pretty psychic. I don't like knowing. That's the thing. Is like I have all these freaking, I'm a clairier is what I call it. I got I'm clairaudient. I'm clairvoyant. All of it. I have the ability of telekinesis. I mean, just nobody cares. Oh, that woman can move things with her energetic field. Nobody gives a crap, They want to watch people watching videos of stories of people beating people up, and it's BS, and it's all diversions to keep people from, working towards making the quality of life better for other people, not just themselves. That's the greatest trick that the devil does, is to get people to believe he doesn't exist, and how he thrives is to get people to just live for themselves and do everything they want for them and to live best quality of life. And so all these people, they're freaking living for the freaking dark, and they're all going around acting like they're freaking earth angels and stuff. It's just like, Nope, you're missing the mark. I do want to congratulate my old buddies. My favorite restaurant in Omaha is one of the only things I miss about Omaha is Block 16. And they got nominated for a foodie award. It's the, a James Beard Award. They just put they put really good quality ingredients that I like a lot of their vegetables and stuff. They have a farm now. They bought a farm right when I left, I think in 2016, 17. So they got farm to table produce, to their restaurant. And it's just, she's from Canada. He's from New York, I think, or something like that. But they're a nice couple. I actually met him when I used to be in the business side of AA. I used to have to go to these meetings once a month, and then fucking freezing ass freaking winter. I hated it. I just wanted to be at home with my dogs. Be in service. And we met upstairs of this bookstore, like gift shop type place, and they had a little bistro in there called Confluence. And a girl I used to know, Courtney, introduced me because I'd come in and because I like good food, man. I'm all about good quality food. I'll buy food anywhere. If it's crap, I'll never buy it again. But Block 16, I always tell people, I'll forever tell people, if you ever go to Omaha, go to Block 16 and tell them Not So Large Marge sent you. And they got like an airport that freaking lands, and now they have Uber, dude. It would behoove people if you had like a freaking, It gets pretty busy though. But I don't know, I would, if I ever had a layout, I would freaking totally call the to-go order in and see if they would deliver it to the airport for me. But their food is good. I mean, it's made with love. So congratulations on your nomination. I'm stoked for you, Paul. You worked hard for a lot of years and you earned it, and Jessica too. And good things happen to good people. So something kind of neat made me feel good today. We're pretty blessed. Wherever Mom and I have ever been, we've always been divinely guided and directed, right? And I just am a nervous wreck. And I attribute those. Thank you, Uncle Sam, for those 8 anthrax vaccines that you gave me. You know, when you knew I was getting out, it was after the conflict, but it was just, that was, you know, we're guinea pigs. It's another thing they do to us. And you got 2 at a time. You got, boom, one in one arm, and then you got another in the other. And it's stored in formaldehyde. So that's 10 milliliters of formaldehyde that are in me. And I'm little, but I get the same amount of juice as the big motherfuckers. Yep. You don't get less. A unit's a unit. It's all about selling units and pushing products. It doesn't have anything to do with quality of life. This country's a joke, and it really needs to turn itself around. It really does. It's headed to no goodwill. Where, dude, karma's a very, very, very big. I mean, come on, man. They've been building up karma of killing people in other countries since the colonists came over here and killed my ancestors, you know. They've been making the cracks more and more, you know. But my little DNA through Mom just it made it through. And I'm here to say, no mas. See, I just went through tonight a little while ago and signed up for all these newsletters for all the meetings and town council and stuff like that. See, so that's the only way you're gonna. I mean, that's the thing, is it's all so stupid. It's all their freaking games. It's all ritual, man. It's all ritual. I mean, the mayor of this town, I mean, he's with his little turquoise shirt and with his little Zia bolo tie and stuff like that, you know. It's too many, you know, too many people homeless. Too many people, too many pets, you know. Just running around outside. Not enough taking care of things. Too much taking care of yourself. And when that shift changes, then maybe I think things will maybe shift for the better. We're still headed down in that dark path, man. And it's the individual. It's the individual. The way for me, my personal accountability to keep me going from down that dark path is keeping my freaking temper in check. Yep, I fight myself every day. Don't say that. Don't do that. See, the thing of it is when I'm just like, hey, you know, and I see people, you know, their dogs just listen to them. They do everything they say. My dogs aren't like that. They're a bunch of rescues, you know. They do what they want, you know. They're clean and stuff. They do let me know when they have to go to the bathroom. That's rad about them, though, is they'll go stand by the door. Tucker, he'll get up and he'll, you know, if he's just woke up, he goes right over to the corner, you know. And I'm like, okay, no, let's go outside. I gotta catch him. When I leave, I put potty pads down on the corner. In case he gets up when I'm in town, go to the store and he gets scared. That's my remedy for that, you know. Good boy, Tuck. So handsome, Mr. Man, my little old man. Look, Mom. I know that there's food in there, Mom. I know that there is, Mom. Just be a good boy, Tuck. Oh, I'm gonna turn off this one. I fully fundamentally understand when people say if the world is going to change, it has to start from the inside. I totally wholeheartedly get that. I get it. I get it. Anyway, so Mom and I have always been divine. And when we lived in Oregon, like there's been little perks. Like I could go, well, after I got my robe got repoed. I walked everywhere, but there's a little corner market, and they had an icy machine with banana ices, and I used to get those when I go back to Sacramento. When I go back to California to visit my brother and see my family. Well, Mom's with me now, but haven't been there since. But I used to because they sell them at A&PM gas stations, banana flavored ices. And I would freaking hunt for those all over. I'd go for all these different A&Ps because it would travel around. But here we have this little market, this little Midtown market. They call it Midtown Market. Midtown. Taos is 7 miles that way. Quest is 12 miles that way. Midtown. That's cute. But Friday, it's connected to like a bistro tavern. They have pretty good food at that. I'm going to get one of their salads for me and Mom. They have they have like paninis and stuff like that. They got some pretty good food. Gave the cook some cookies, so we'll see what he thinks about those. Anyway, but the market, I was talking to a girl that works there, and I guess she's the manager. I don't know if she owns the place or what the deal is, but I was telling her, I said, can you guys get cherry Sprite? And she said, well, yeah, and she's like, the only thing is, it's about a space thing. It's all about a space thing. And because they only have so much space. And they get a lot of really good products from local vendors here. And they have but they have like their meat section and stuff like that. They got pork and stuff like that. But we don't eat a lot of porks. But, I don't know, eggs are $10. Eddy County is where Papa was born. They found, police are investigating an undetected death of a newborn baby down there. Somebody dropped off a baby, and then, yeah, it died. People it drives me crazy. People love fucking. They love chasing sensations. They love boning. They love grinding. They love doing all that stuff, right? And it's such an intimate act. And there's so much good to come from that. But you have people that fucking ruin everything. And they make it seedy. And they make it gross. And it's so dirty. And it's so nasty. And then you take, you got two very irresponsible people. And they're just, do the fucking chuck. And then somebody ends up knocked up. Because that's how babies are made. And then they don't want to deal with the consequences of their sensations. Because people aren't accountable. They like doing the deed, but don't let, that's why everything's falling apart. People treat themselves for working so hard, but they don't work hard anymore. The hard work isn't done. It's being done by less and less people. You're not going to have the food on the table if the people aren't in the fields picking the food. And there's too many freaking prima donnas that are too special and too important to get their fucking hands dirty. Everybody gets their chance. So, let's see if I can find it. No, I'm not going to be able to find it. So, let's see if I can go there. There it is. They posted a little while ago. Because I was talking to the lady. I said, if you could get some cherry Sprite, that would be great. I would commit to 2 a week. That's like my last buy. It's like the only soda I really drank. And I like mixing it with juices sometimes. Me and Mom will have mocktails. And she's like, okay. And then I said, but then again, I probably shouldn't drink a lot of sugar. And she's like, well, do you want me to get her? It's funny. She's the chick that I talked about a few days ago. That, like, she's an Aries. And I'm standing there looking at her. And, like, she's like a mirror of how how I dress. Well, she had long jeans on. I dress like a clown. I roll my pants up, my I roll them up to my knees and wear bright socks, and so that's like knickers. Ever since I was a little girl, I've been about knickers. I go with it. I go with things. I don't, question why I'm the way I am. I just understand and go on. So anyway, she had headphones on, and so I was just like, that's so funny, because she's an Aries, right? Anyway, so the end conversation is, there it is. So now I just I could walk right up to the little store. We're miles from nowhere, but God dropped us right where we, need to be. And the thing of it is the bridge isn't even open yet. I don't know how often I'd go down there, because I hate the cold. I'm a little cold weather ninny. Oh, maybe with my big heavy coat or something, go walk around, take pictures in the morning. But the bridge isn't open because they're working on it. But that's like, I will never forget the first time I drove down the hill, because I was following my buddies to take me to that bridge. I think it was the 4th of July. And we went down, and of course there's a guy that was fucking totally obliterated, and, but it ain't nothing no 100%, There's always that one little thing that has to freaking, but, whatever. But, he dropped us in the middle of glory. This place is freaking beautiful. It's so quiet. I really hope people come visit, man. I really do. That's why you can't find places to live, because there's places for people to stay all over the place. There's Airbnbs, and there's stuff all over the place, I'd love to show people around. I would love, and the thing I want to do too is, I don't know how often I say this. I am ordained. I would be glad to marry people. That would be really cool to have people. Hey, meet me down at the John Dunn Bridge, and we'll just do a quick ceremony right there. Right in the canyon. Just bring a couple of friends or whatever, because I know a lot of people don't want to do big, stupid. Yeah, I was talking to a guy, he just got engaged the night on Christmas Eve. He was going to propose. He's like, it's funny that you always call her my wife, because she's actually not my wife yet, but I am going to propose. So I gave him some cookies. But I said, people spend so much money. I didn't get to go to my brother's first wedding. I wasn't invited, his practice wedding. But I heard it was pretty over the top. His wife came in on a horse. And then it was she came down the aisle, and she was on a horse, so the aisle had to be 6 feet wide, and it was completely covered with rose petals. It was just way over the top. Her dad was one of those mean German guys, those guys that were on that were on the Nazis. I swear he was one of those Operation Paperclip guys, dude. He was a mean guy. So when I say, that's where I get, when I tell people, why don't you keep the spoon out of your mouth? That's where I get it from. A big mean German guy. Because I remember telling him when I met him, I said, yeah, I'm going to go into the Air Force. He says, you're going to need to keep the spoon out of your mouth. And I was like, yep, you're right about that. What a dick this guy is. But, this guy is fucking probably rip people's faces off. He don't care about some little freaking, he don't care. People like him don't care. Yeah, that's what it's the backbone of this country. Since they've been freaking, the with the biggest guns gets the most land and wins, and money. It's all right. That's the thing, is because people that have had so much, they're the ones that are gonna have the hardest time when balance comes down, when the playing field gets leveled. That's all right. There's a lot of us good-hearted folks, down here. We're willing to teach you how to be comfortable in really uncomfortable situations. Yeah. So, Because we've been uncomfortable a lot of times because there are organizations and offices and government agencies, you know. You don't get help from the people. I listened to Zach today call the mayor's office. You can't get through to people. They've locked themselves in their ivory towers. So what does that do? People get mad. People get frustrated. And then and then some dude, like in one of the northern states, I think, I saw that he drove his truck through the police station lobby because he just wanted to be heard. I mean, people just don't have emotional control, so we're going to see society dissolve more. So fine by me, man. There's like a 2-hour window I go out in the morning. You know, I go out, I get my chores done. Like today I picked up my buddy Augustine. I picked him up, and he was real happy to see me because I don't go into town much. It's cold. So I took him with me around town, and I did a couple errands, and it's good to see him. And I drop him off, and then all right, I'll see ya in another few days or whatever. You know, take care, man. But in the summer, I'll have him come over and hang out on the porch. And he can bring his stones and he can teach me how to carve my stone. See, because I'm going to be a stone. I got this piece. He gave me this piece. This is my first piece. I'm going to do an owl. I'm going to try. We'll see. So he's been doing it. That's the questions I asked him when I said, how many hours total does he think he's put in the 15 years he's been doing it? Because he'll, yeah. So that'll be a good question to ask him. I always like asking people good questions where I can, it helps me learn about who they are. Yeah. So I like asking people questions. Anyway, I'm done talking to myself. I have my earth angels there. I hope you're doing good. You had a good night. There is one person there, I think. And I'm about done. Hontak. I finally get to see, he's going to do this every night. I got to figure it out. It's going to drive me crazy because he's just on guard because he knows that there's food in there. So soon I'm going to give Benny, it's almost 7. I'm going to give Benny his food, and then I'll take the dogs out. Then I'm going to watch some mindless freaking web-based television. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.